live, everybody. Stumbling through some more yoga.
Our flow and flexibility practice begins in Seiza, or seated meditation. For 5 minutes, we are going to sit and simply breathe. Let us begin.
So I'm seeing some increases in my flexibility. I can sit on my shins a lot better without a lot of difficulty, so that's good. And I decided if I was going to get the t-shirt with the old logo from 2008, I better at least practice it. Kind of like my other people's pet peeve of people wearing band t-shirts that haven't listened to the band. Well, I almost was a Budokon teacher back in 2010, but the training was too far away and I just wasn't able to consistently do it, so I got impatient and I got my regular yoga teacher training 2010, after a decade of practicing yoga. Right now I'm drinking the snake juiced fast, which is like water and salt and some baking soda, as opposed to eating solid food, just to detox my body. Usually do it like for a day or two. And you'll notice that I have some kinesio tape on me. Particularly my left knee, which still hasn't fully recovered, even though it's better than it was from my injury last year. Okay, the bell is gone, so
let us open our eyes and prepare to bow in for our practice. Right hand followed by left, we bow close. This means patience in Japanese. Rising up, we draw the hands to the lap. We bring the hands together to prayer, Namaste. Let us honor the light in one another. Let's release the hands to the knees, prepare for a spinal warm-up. So on the inhale, we're going to extend the spine and gaze up. Shoulders broad. Exhale, chin to chest, belly contracts, spine flexes. And again, inhale, gazing up, spine lengthens. Exhale, chin to chest, spine rounds. Inhale, gazing up, lengthening, shoulders broadening. Chin to chest, spine flexes, belly contracts. Come to a neutral spinal position. Interlace the fingers, palms now press away from your body. Shoulder heads draw down, spine is long. Draw the hands back together and then up above the head, palms rising to the sky, shoulder heads drawing down the back. Now we're going to release the hands and re-interlace the hands behind the back. Shoulders drawing wide, gaze drawing up, spine is long. Let's draw the hands to the right hip. Keep the spine long. Draw the elbows together, really opening up across the shoulders. Let's move to the left side. Again, shoulders broadening, elbows drawn together. Now release the hands. Let's draw them to the front of the mat and come up onto all fours. Step the knees back a bit, settle yourself in. We're going to lay back into child's pose. From here, we're going to move into rolling away from the knees. Rising up, rolling vertebra to vertebra forward. Cobra hood forms, pelvis lowers, gaze rises. Chin to chest, cobra hood again forms. We press back, child's pose. And again, we roll forward, vertebra to vertebra. Cobra hood forms, pelvis lowers, gaze rises, upward facing dog. Chin to chest, activate the belly, cobra hood forms, we roll back, child's pose.
And if you're getting too tired, just
Roll through the spine,
join me on
pelvis
resting like
lowers,
this.
gaze rises.
We're ready to go at it again.
Chin to chest, cobra hood forms, rolling back, sit bones to heels. And finally, we roll forward once more, vertebra to vertebra, rolling into upward facing dog. Chin to chest, we roll back, child's pose.
We'll do lots more of that rolling.
From here, we're going to draw to a 4-point base, shoulder heads over the wrist, stepping back to plank or high push-up. Belly strong, spine is long, pressing back to downward facing dog. Let's take a moment, stretch the calves, pressing the heels into the floor opposite one another. Keep the spine long, the shoulder heads drawing down the back. Palms and hands rooting into the floor with fingers spread wide. From here, we prepare for rolling away. Rising up on the balls of the feet, we activate the belly, rolling vertebra to vertebra forward into our cobra hood, pelvis lowering, finally ending up in a modified up-facing dog or floating up-facing dog. Chin to chest, rolling back, cobra hood, all the way peaking, heels finally lowering back into downward facing dog. And again, we rock.
The difficulty in these is doing them slowly. It's easy to do it really quickly, but you're not gaining anything from doing that.
Modified up-facing dog. Chin to chest, we rise with the belly, rolling back, heels to the floor. Stay with your natural breath. And again, heels rise, belly contracts, spine rolls, vertebra to vertebra forward. Shoulder heads right over the wrists as we lower the pelvis and come into upward facing dog. Chin to chest, cobra hood, rolling back, working the heels back to the floor. Heels rising, belly activating, spine rolling, vertebra to vertebra, cobra hood activating, pelvis lowering, modified up facing dog. Chin to chest, rolling back, heels to the floor. Let's lower the knees, settling back into child's pose for 3 breaths. Arms by the sides. Remember, this movement is not about quantity, it's about quality. Take the time to stop, rest when you need to, come back to the practice again. From child's pose, we're going to walk the hands out in front of the body. Spread your fingers. Root the hands into the floor. Make sure the hands are shoulders width distance apart. We press up into plank, and then finally back to downward facing dog. Draw feet together, big toe joints touching. Take the right leg to the sky, neutral pelvis, demi point. Draw the heel to the sit bone. Again, roll in the spine, draw the knee towards the nose, hold cobra hood, and take it back to the sky. And once more, knee draws in, belly activates, cobra hood forms, and hold. And now back to the sky. full extension of the right leg. Right foot now draws back to the floor. Left leg draws to the sky, neutral pelvis demi-point. We begin to roll forward into the cobra hood, hold, work the foot back to the sky, stay with your natural breath. And again, knee rolls forward, cobra hood forms, we hold, we take the foot back to the sky. And finally, left foot down next to right. Preparing for rolling lunges. Right leg now rises, neutral pelvis demi-point. As we roll the right knee to the outside of the right shoulder, placing the foot onto the floor, pelvis lowers, gaze rises. We shift back, stretch for the front right hamstring, lowering the pelvis, we gaze up. We shift back, lengthen out the right leg. This time we shift into a neutral position, activate the cobra hood, rechamber the leg, and extension back to the sky. Right leg lowers to the floor. Left leg now rises. As we roll the left knee to the outside of the left shoulder, we hold in cobra hood for just a moment, placing the foot on the floor, pelvis lowers, gaze rises. Let's shift back now, get a hamstring stretch out of that left leg. Shifting forward with the pelvis, gazing up, drawing back once more, lengthening that hamstring. Then we come into a neutral position. Activate the cobra hood, create space. Heel to sit bone, chamber the foot, take it back to the sky. Left leg draws to the floor. Right leg rises. Roll the right knee to the outside of the right arm, placing the foot on the floor. Lower the left knee, flat with the left foot. Right hand faces right knee. Stack the shoulders on top of one another. Let the spine twist and open.
Let's move on to something else that's boring. You can do the same thing, just stepping in like that. For some reason I'm having particularly, there's a jumping lunge thing and I'll maybe do a little bit of it, but I'm not going to do too much.
The right, two more. Lowering, pulsing, floating left side, and finally we lower, we pulse, right side, floating. Good. Let's walk the foot into the center line of the body. We're in a low lunge prepared for water wheel. The right arm extends overhead, back heel working towards the floor. Right hand draws back, left hand draws up, palm facing the sky. Rotating, right hand draws to the floor, left hand extends out over the head. Working the left hand back, right hand palm facing up. We rotate to the opposite side. Left hand to the floor, right hand extends overhead. Stay with the breath. The right hand draws back, the left hand rolls up, palm facing the sky. We rotate to the opposite side. Right hand facing, left hand extends.
It's probably a shoddy version of it, but it's something
Right hand again draws up off the floor, palm facing the sky. We rotate. Left hand faces, right hand extends. Stepping back to downward facing dog. Feet come together. Right leg extends to the sky, preparing for dancing dog prep. Right knee rolls in as the left heel spins to the front of the mat. Right leg extends, left arm extends, dancer's bridge. Pelvis lowers, knee and elbow come together, base, hold. Rotate, right leg back to the sky. And again, we roll the knee in, Left heel rotates to the front. Right foot, left arm extend in opposite directions. Pelvis rises, dancer's bridge. Lowering down, pause. Rolling back, belly to the floor. Right leg extends back to the sky. Right foot draws to the floor. Left leg rises. Neutral pelvis, demi point. As the knee draws in, the right heel rotates to the front of the mat. Full extension, dancer's bridge. Pelvis lowers down. Right elbow, left knee, holding for stability, rotating back to the floor, and left leg back to the sky. Rolling knee in. Full extension, pelvis rises. Stepping the shoulder over the wrist. Pelvis lowers. Knee and elbow come together. Right hand takes the floor, left leg extends to the sky. With full extension, we draw the left foot back, preparing for full dancing dog. Right leg rises, neutral pelvis demi point. Heel folds to sit bone. Pelvis opens, foot works down behind the body. Pelvis lowers now, reaching up, dancer's bridge. Pelvis will lower down, and again rises, spill over, grabbing the ground. Right leg extends through, left hand reaches. Pelvis will again lower down. Hold for balance, rotating back to the floor. Right leg extends back to the sky. Right foot finds its way back to the floor. As the left rises, pelvis neutral, demi point. Heel folds to sit bone. Foot works its way down behind the body. Pelvis rises, dancer's bridge. As we lower down again, we prepare to spill over. Left hand grabs the ground. Left leg goes all the way around and under, extending through. Dancer's bridge on the other side. Pelvis lowers, balance. Reaching for the floor, left leg extends back to the sky. And left foot lowering to the floor. Right leg rises. Heel folds to sit bone. Pelvis open. Floor. Torso rises up, hands come together for warrior one. Reaching above the head, spine is long. Elbows drop down as we shift forward over the right thigh. Left knee draws into chamber position. Full extension out to warrior three. Drawing the knee and elbows back together, we lift the torso, extending the left foot for front kick. Demi point neutral pelvis. Rechambering the leg, we shift forward and back out into warrior three. Stabilization is a result of extension. Again, maintain the demi point and reaching long through the arms. Lowering down, we bring ourselves back to warrior one, hands extend above the head. Spine extends. Hands draw to the floor. Right leg steps back, down facing dog. Feet come together. Left leg rises. Drawing the knee into the body, we step into a left leg low lunge. The right heel turns to the floor. We rise up for warrior one. Palms come together. Spine lengthens. We reach back overhead. As the elbows draw down, we shift the body weight over the left thigh. Right knee chambers. Extension for warrior three. Knee and elbows come together. Chest lifts. Spine lengthens. Right leg extends demi point. And again, rechambering. Shifting forward, hands and feet reaching in opposite directions. Warrior three. Lowering down slowly. Right foot to the floor. Back to warrior one. We reach back overhead. Spine extends. Stay with the breath. Elbows draw down. Hands to the floor. Left leg steps back, down facing dog. Feet draw together. Right leg rises, neutral pelvis demi point, stepping into a low lunge.
That's enough for that for today. A little farther the next day. yoga mat away and do some martial forms. Now today, there might be a little difference in picture quality because I'm using my old camera, not the new one. Some really simple Aikido exercises. That looks like to your camera is I'm in an even bloodied stance, heel to heel, hands are on the Joe, the short pole. I'm in the works of getting a real wooden one instead of this fiberglass pole, but for now, that'll do. We're just going to do some basic thrusting. So I'm going to shuffle forward on that foot that's where the toes are facing. I'm going to extend. Once that extension's done, I'm going to slightly move the back foot so I'm off the center of attack and back. As opposed to just linearly thrusting, which can work. That can work as well. There's a different angle. Very simple. We're just shuffling forward with that forward foot. This can be our starting position. Then we bring the pull into the both hands, shuffling, extending. So that extension, just with the upper body, it looks like this. Kind of like pool cueing, but not quite pool cueing. Adding some foot movement, linear and angular after the linear. Forward and back. Now for a real challenge, should be able to do that on the other side now. So the right foot is forward now and shuffling forward, thrusting, angling. So no matter which angle that is, the hips are pointing in the direction instead of me having my hips forward and my angle with my upper body off. I want the angle to be matching the hips, the angle of the upper body, matching the angle of the hips. We're doing that again because we want it to be slightly off after we've done our thrust. That way we can do a deflection and come down. Take it back from the top. So from here we can deflect things out to the side. We can chamber that, pull into our hand, thrust. Deflect down, strike down, deflect down, strike down, deflect down, strike down, or deflect to the side, and thrust again, deflect to the side, thrust again. So it's a little bit more than we've done before. slowly as I'm building up my ability to sit low to the ground and other things like that. So thanks everybody for joining me. Apparently October restream is going to be a 2.0 version, but I'll just stay with the old one until the new one comes out. Now we'll go into Twitch and do my usual thing, which is to find someone else that's doing health and fitness, and I'll go raid them. Whether they raid me or follow me or not, it's no big deal. So we finished with Joe short pull practice. "25 minutes, a little bit increasing the time. If that's too much, by all means, cut it in half and just do the first 12 minutes or so. If you don't have a lot of time in your day, by all means. See who else is streaming fitness and health, and we'll go raid them. That's the way to do it, just slowly accumulate practice and eventually. So a bunch of this is bodybuilding. It doesn't really match up with what I'm doing. I guess lots of people prefer bodybuilding. Let's transition over to solar plexus chakra sound healing. It's kind of, I know it's kind of woo-woo, but that's fine. Unless we see what Nikita does. Self-knowledge through limitations. Okay, you know what? That sounds kind of interesting. We will skip the solar plexus chakra thing. Nikita Vladislavovich 8. Hopefully I got that right. He's got one. Oh. We'd have to cut and paste that name. Good, I got it. Okay, we'll go raid Nikita Vladislavovich versus Vladislavovic.